Hey, Tony Gaskins here. Want to pop in and just talk to you a little bit more about this here, keeping your legs closed. Now, interestingly enough, there's a lot of men that's starting to try this. And the reason why I'm so for it is you have to realize, as a relationship coach, I get to see a whole lot. And just like anybody else, like if you're a basketball coach, if you're a finance coach, or any area that you're in, when you're getting to see all of the data and how things are working out, then you start to learn what needs to be done. So think about this. How many relationships have you been in that have worked out? I had to meet over 100 women before I met my wife. I had to go on over 100 dates, date over 100 women before I met my wife. The one. You hear what I'm telling you? That's why I need you to understand. So, guess what? With having that on the table, getting on your back, with that being on the table, you create so many soul ties. I've been there, I've been through it. So that's why I need you to understand that to find the one, to meet the person that you can marry and live happily ever after with, you might have to kiss 100 toads before kissing Prince Charming. So if you have sex on the table, then guess what? That is 10, 15, 30, 40, 50 opportunities to contract a disease, to get pregnant, to create a soul tie. All of these things that come with this, when it's on the table, you risk that time and time and time again. And the reason why I have to speak on this is because I was fortunate enough to make it through. I was fortunate enough to make it through without a life altering disease, without having children out of wedlock, and without completely losing myself, losing my mind, and being soul tied to the point that it will break me down. I was able to make it through with the help of God, through prayer, supplication, consecration, just reading, believing, living it. I was able to come through. And that's why I speak on this. And so I've heard people say, well, Tony, one lady said in the comment, well, Tony, it sounds good. It sounds good to be abstinent, but you didn't do it. And it's like, duh, that's why I'm talking about it. Because I know the damage that it can do. And I see the people who also didn't do it, and they didn't get the favor and the grace and the mercy that I got. And they ended up way worse in a whole nother situation. But God kept me for this work that I'm doing today. So that is why you have to realize that you're going to have to make some changes. Like, how many relationships have you had? Now, some people say, oh, I haven't had any. I haven't had any real relationships. I coach people like that. And most of my clients right now have not brought anyone in the world. They're not a parent yet. So it's a lot of people I'm finding in a good place to where not married and not a parent. So the whole world is ahead of you. And you have everything. So now you got to be able to go about this thing the right way. I coached a gentleman today, a man who is a part of this channel, says he watches every video and watches it to the end, and used to be a street dude. Now he's living right, doing the right thing, and building his business, trying to stack up his money. And he's young, he's in his 20s. And so here I am, and he's not a father, never been married, lost the relationship that he was in, and he said through my videos he found out he was a grown boy. And so now he's trying to move differently with the new knowledge that he has. I say that to say if you, wherever you are in your life, it could be worse. So now is the time to look at what you've gone through, to look at what you've done. And this is what I call watch the game film. And I said, watch the game film. And women started DMing me, where can I find that movie at? You said watch the game film. Where's that film at? Where can I rent that? When I say watch the game film, I'm talking about looking back over your life. So like athletes, when you play a game on Sunday, on Monday you come together as a team and you watch the film to see what you did wrong and to recognize what you did right. So when I say watch the game film, I'm saying look at your past relationship and evaluate it to see what you did right and what you did wrong. One thing I'm finding in coaching, and shout out to everybody who watches these videos who have gone to mymentor.life and booked a session with me. It's been amazing, working and learning from you. But one thing I'm realizing is in coaching sessions, as we're going through the different scenarios and we're watching the game film, we're analyzing the game film from a relationship, I'm pointing out red flags that the woman or the man never knew was a red flag, never saw that, never registered that, never processed that as, oh, that's what that meant? Oh, that's what that was? You see, and so that's what I mean is you have to watch the game film and see, what have I been doing that has not worked? So I've been with X amount of people and I've slept with X amount of people. How many rings did that get you? How many real love commitments did that produce? So if you still not happily married with the person of your dreams, then what you've been doing was doing it the wrong way. And if you've been on your back, or if you've had your pants unzipped, then you need to start doing things differently. And here's what's going to happen. Here's what's going to happen. When you come in and you remove that, you take that off the table, now you're able to talk to this person with a clear mind, with a clear conscience. You can hear what he or she is saying. You can see what he or she is doing. And with this, now you get to evaluate them. So see, when you have that on the table, getting on your back, when you have that on the table, guess what? Every time you do that, your body is releasing, your brain is releasing chemicals into your bloodstream. And that dopamine, serotonin, you're feeling good. You're feeling high. It's a ecstasy. It's this emotion that you feel. And because the bodies were intertwined, it actually brings you closer to that person physically and also spiritually and emotionally. So you feel a closeness, even if you thought it was a one night stand, wham bam, thank you ma'am. No, the bodies were intertwined and there was some juices being shared. And so for one, it's very risky because the juices could have bacteria that could alter your life forever. And then two, it also is a tie that now you at best will only be able to minimize it to the point that it doesn't consciously affect you, but that tie will always be there. So when you do that, it also alters your thinking. So guess what? Think about, a person who's high. You bump into somebody who's high. They talk different. They evaluate things different. They see things differently. They experience the world different. They feel different. The way they process things in the world, they feel it differently because they're high. The same thing happens when you on your bike. You will process things differently because of that artificial connection that you have with this person that is not in love with you. or you may not even be in love with them. So you're looking at things, but you're looking at it through this lens of, oh, that felt good. Oh man, oh we, whoo. So now the conversation feels better. Now the rubbing through your head feels better. The massaging your scalp feels better. The quick shoulder massage feels better. Everything feels better because your brain has given your body that release. So you might see something that's a red flag and you'll overlook it because you high. But they say drunk in love. And so because of that, you're not processing what you need to process because your legs open. But see, when you take that off, think about it like the senses. You know how when you got five senses, you got five senses. So guess what? People who can't see, they can hear very, very well. People who can't hear, they can see very, very well. People who can't hear or see, they can feel and sense very, very well. So when one sense is cut off, the others are magnified, intensified. So the same thing happens. So when you are dating someone, you need to be seeing, hearing, and feeling. But also, when you're using your brain, you're able to read between the lines. So now you can interpret what you're seeing, hearing, and feeling. But when you take and you get on your bike, now you are inebriated and you drunk in lust, not love. So now you cannot see, hear, and feel what you need to. Follow me on this now. Follow me on this. So, but when you remove that, now all of your senses are intensified. They are magnified. They are stronger. So the things that would have gotten by you after getting off your back, now you see it plain and clear. It's in broad daylight. It's slapping you in the face. Front hand, backhand, front hand, backhand, front hand, backhand. That's how it's slapping you. It's just so plain and clear. You like, whoa. So now you also get to see how this person views you. And not only do you get to see how this person views you, you get to see how this person views themselves. So if a person is ready to jump into bed, now you know they see you as an object for their pleasure, meaning you a play toy. You are a tool for them to use. The other thing, it tells you that he or she does not value their body. And that if they're so ready to have your body, then they give their body away willy-nilly. And if they give their body away willy-nilly, that means they can bring you home a gift that keeps on giving. A gift that is wrapped in a bow, but it's actually a jack-in-the-box that's going to jump out and punch you in the nose and keep punching you. So that's what they're going to bring home, because now you see how they treat their body. So now when they want to go there and you won't let them go there, now you get to hear the conversation. But you get to hear the conversation, but you got go-go gadget ears now. Now your ears, they like satellite radars. Now you can hear, you can feel, you can sense everything. Your eyes, you got go-go gadget eyes. You watching everything. You picking up on everything. Nothing is getting by you. And then now you get to see and hear their true intentions. Now you get to see any frustration, any anger, any chauvinistic behavior. Now you're able to pay attention because you remove that sleeping together off the table. And see, this is the benefit of it. And so here's what's going to happen. In order to really have a relationship that lasts, that stands the test of time. See, I want to be able to go all the way in with y'all, but I can't go all the way in with y'all. But because everything can't be talked about, because the devil will try to use stuff against you and try to get you, you know. So but I share some of this with my clients on one-on-one session, but I can't put everything out there on the World Wide Web, okay? But what I need you to understand is that in order for a relationship to stand the test of time, you have to be best friends. It has nothing to do. I got a whole chapter on this in me and my wife book that's coming up called A Woman's Influence. That's the title of the book. Make sure you pre-order it anywhere you buy books from. A Woman's Influence. And the chapter title is Sex is a Plus, Not a Priority. I learned this in my life through real life experience, coming from being a loose dog. You hear me? To being the man that I am today. I have learned that sex is a plus, not a priority. Think about this now. See, sex is the icing on the cake, not the cake. So if your life depends on it, all you need is that cake to live. That icing, oh, it make it taste good. Oh, it make it a little better. But you can live without that icing. But now, if you had to only just live on icing, it's going to do you in. Icing with no cake, it's going to do you in. You hear me? So that's how it is with sex. If that's your only thing, if that's all you have, it's going to hurt you more than it's going to help you. But see, when you have substance, when you are friends, and not just friends, when you best friends with your lover, you on a whole nother plane. Listen to what I'm telling you. I'm not telling you no lie. People try to say, oh, it matters. It matters. Ooh, you mean to tell me sex matters? That matters a whole lot. That's everything right there. You can't do that. If that ain't good, the relationship ain't good. And that is a lie from the pit. And the reason why I know this is because in a relationship where there's real love, you may go through some things. You may go through some things where, let's say somebody has a stroke. If all you had was the physical, then what do you have now when this person cannot be physical with you? Let's say somebody get in a car wreck. If all you had was the physical, then what do you have now if this person can't be physical with you? This person have a surgery and they got to lay down for 8 to 12 weeks and cannot be physical with you. What do you have now? This person go through ED and now cannot get little Jimmy to do what it need to do. And it won't stand. So now, what do you have if all you had was the physical? You see what I'm telling you? And this is what I want you to understand. But see, when you remove that, when that's not on the table, and you make love to one another's mind, you make love to the mind, and you become best friends, now you have everything. I was coaching and I was in the studio recording the audio book for A Woman's Influence today. And 10 a.m. and I had to go like 11 something. I had to coach at 12. And then I had to coach at 1. So I coached 12 to 1, then I coached 1 to 2. At 2 o'clock, I got 2 to 3. So that's what I'm doing now. So in my time right here, 2 to 3, as soon as I hung up the call, I said, baby, hey, come here, baby. I just wanted her to come in my office and just sit here and just talk to me. Just sit here and talk to me. She sat there and we just shot the breeze because that's my best friend. So every second I get, I want to talk to her. If I'm driving somewhere, I want to talk to her. If I'm coming home, I want to talk to her. When I ain't doing nothing, I'm sitting somewhere and I can't talk, but I could text, I'm texting her because that's my best friend. So guess what? I ain't got to have her on her back. We ain't got to do that because my brain giving me the release from our conversation. We making love to one another's mind. You hear what I'm telling you? That's when it's real and it feels so much better. Let me tell you something. Let me help you understand something now. Listen to me now. Listen to me. The reason why this don't make no sense to you because you ain't never been to this level. Oh, that don't make no sense to me. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So you trying to tell me that, oh my goodness. Oh my god. I got to go. Unsubscribe. Bye. Listen to me. This don't make sense because you ain't never been here. You hear me? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. When you have a relationship with the one you love, when you are best friends, when you learn how to make love to the mind through healthy communication and quality time, let me tell you something. When you get in the bed, that's actually a letdown. Like it's a fall off. You hear me? And I don't care what you do in there. I do not care what you do in there. It don't feel as good as quality time and quality conversation with someone that you love, that is your best friend. You hear what I'm telling you? Because that bedroom gymnastics and acrobatics, that was created to reproduce. It wasn't even created just for your pleasure. It was created to reproduce. You hear what I'm telling you? And so if you doing that and doing it too long, it's actually pain come from that. Because you go to getting sore. You trying to go all long. You trying to do all of this. You go to getting sore. But guess what? There's no pain when you making love to the mind. You ain't got to walk bow leg after you make love to the mind. You ain't got to be sore as a man after you make love to the mind. But so that's why it feels so much better. And then when you making love to the mind, that's when you really could go hours. Because you could spend all day together. Just talking about your dreams, your hopes, your fears, your fun, your failures, your family, your future. You could talk all day making love to the mind. And the brain is giving you a release, a chemical high that's coming from your brain and pumping into your bloodstream that is adding years to your life. That's adding peace. That helps you produce prosperity. But when you get on your bike, you ain't doing nothing. You ain't doing nothing. You wasting time. That's what you doing. You wasting time. It ain't nothing. Like it may be, now when you truly in love with somebody, it's an expression, but it's not that good of an expression. Cause let me tell you something now. Let me tell you something. Y'all don't know about this. Y'all don't know about this. And I shared this on in my seminars, in live and in person. And my wife, you know, she cool with it. She just kind of put her head down if she at the seminar. Let me tell y'all something. This right here, what you ain't know. This what you did not know. When you fall in love, when you in love, and it is mutual. I'm not talking about you in love with them, but they are not in love with you. When this is a mutual love, let me tell you, when you get in that bed, you got about, at the most, you got about 3 minutes before both individuals are done. Y'all ain't want to hear that. Y'all ain't want to hear that. You didn't want to hear that. And let me tell you, sometime 30 seconds to a minute before both are done. You hear me? And I remember when this started to happen. And I said, baby, I feel bad. Man, I feel bad, baby, because all these songs talking about 30 minutes, 45, an hour, and we done. I say, come on, baby. I say, baby, you know, you want me to keep going 30, 45? She said, no. When I'm done, I'm done. I'm ready to go to sleep. She was like, get up. And I was like, wow, you know. And then now, you know, it's certain days and stuff, anniversary or something. But what that told me, and I started to think about it. I say, Tony, you remember 30, 45 minutes. You remember those days in life and your friends talking about it. What was the common denominator in those situations where it was swinging from chandeliers in 30, 45 minutes, an hour, and all of this there? What was the common denominator? No love. No real love. That was the common denominator. Is that the man was not in love with the woman, and or the woman was not in love with the man. So at that point, you are doing something, but you're not actually in it, because the largest sexual organ is the brain. So to make love to the mind, it takes communication through conversation and quality time. It's not about licking on neck and sucking on earlobes and sucking on toes and tongue kissing and catching mono. It's not about that. It's about making love to the mind. You hear me? I'm going to tell you one thing I found out as a man when I come on over to this side. This for the men listening. You know what I found out as a married man? That get a woman ready for real, spending time. Going to the mall, going to Home Goods, going to the grocery store, running all the errands, having good conversation, talking while she's shopping, looking for something, and you patiently waiting and you helping her pick it out, and you talking to her about it. And you go to the grocery store, you pushing the cart, you helping get the groceries, you help wash the dishes, or you help set the table, or you help clean up, getting up in the attic, getting the stuff down for the Christmas decoration, putting the stuff back up there. Do you hear me? Sitting down, watching a good movie, but having conversation before it, during it, after it, to where you talking about what's going on. What I come to find out is that right there is what does the trick. That's when the woman really like, hey, this yours. Spread eagle. You hear me? Whereas when you trying to do you focus on the ice kiss and sucking on earlobes, and you got toenail in your mouth, and you trying to massage shoulders, and you trying to lick on belly button and thighs, you trying to do all the stuff physical, but you ain't spent no time with her. You ain't just sat down and just talked to her about where she at in her life, how was her day, what she doing, what she got going on, where she want to go. You ain't helped her. You treating her like a handmaid. She got to do everything. She got to go to the grocery store. She got to go to all the stores by herself. She got to run all the errands by herself. She got to do everything by herself. Man, listen, man, my wife be so happy. She be way more ready when I go to Target and Walmart and Publix with her and then come home. That right there make her so happy. She'll say it to me. And I'm telling you, it is hard for a man because we just not really into that. Me personally, I know I'm not really into that stuff. But this woman can spend hours in Home Good, and she literally want to do a tour of the stores. We went to Michael's Art Store, Hobby Lobby, Home Goods, Target, Publix grocery store, Whole Foods. Went all the store. That right there get her hot and ready like Little Caesars. Do you hear me? Whereas I could sit home and massage and rub feet and lick on neck, and she ready to go to sleep after that. That put her to sleep. But me spending quality time, so that's what I learned. So here I was as a young man thinking, oh, you got to do this trick, do that trick, do this, all that. No, I learned otherwise, at least with mine personally. Now, if you got your old loose booty and she ain't used to spending no quality time and being treated with respect like a queen, then you might not have. It might not be the case. If she just used to wham bam, thank you, ma'am, you know. And so, I want you to think about this here thing and understand that if you really trying to build something real in 2020, that if you single and ready and you trying to build something real, take that intercourse, take it off the table. Take it off the table and focus on conversation and quality time. Focus on that. Focus on acts of service. So you want to make love, take turn massaging each other's feet. Some feet nasty. Hey, you got to fall in love with this person you want to be with. Take turn massaging each other's feet. Take turn give them a shoulder massage. Take turn rubbing each other's scalp, massaging the scalp. You know, take turns talking about your dreams, about your day, about what you want to accomplish. Do that. Take and do that. And then when you do that, guess what you're going to see? What you're going to realize is that now you building something real. So with the rifts, with the little arguments, the arguments will be minimized because you've communicated so much. You've learned how to speak your partner's language. You learn what to say and what not to say. You learn how to read your partner's energy because you could see straight, you could hear clear, and you could feel well. So now you can read your partner's energy so that you know if you just said something that was out of bounds, that was inconsiderate, that was the wrong thing to say, because you could sense the energy and you could change it, you could tweak it, and you could correct it real quick. But see, if all you've been focusing on is the physical, you miss the cues. You don't pick up on those cues. You don't pick up on the nonverbal cues. You know, in communication, 70% of communication is nonverbal. 70% is nonverbal. But if you have not spent quality time with quality conversation, then you don't pick up on the nonverbal cues. And that's what you're messing up on. Come here. And so you got to realize that. And when you know that, open the door. Open the door so I can hear you. Open my door. What?
I woke up now.
You woke up now? You never went to sleep.
I took a nap.
You took a nap? That was not no nap. You don't look like you took a nap. You didn't take a nap, did you?
I did.
You close your eyes. You sick. You're not going to get better if you don't take a nap, buddy. You asked me to pray for you the other day. I prayed for you. God said you need to take a nap.
I did.
So what, you going to stay up? You want to stay up? You don't want to lay in your bed, see if you fall asleep? You want to stay up? All right, close the door. I'm working. I'll be out there. Go talk to go sit with Mimi. Go sit with Mimi. She not? Okay, sit right here. Sit right there on the couch. Okay. Hey, y'all forgive me. I apologize. I ain't know my mother-in-law wasn't here and my son was in taking his nap. My wife put him down for his nap, trying to get his body back right. Caught a cold at school. And so I'm on daddy duty now, so I got to get ready to go ahead and go. I mean, we ain't got no hazards in the house. He's just on the couch playing with the dinosaurs. But listen to me. When you take this here off the table, now you building something real. And it's going to stand the test of time. So what I'm so excited about in my life with my wife, because I done learned now, and now I understand where the S word fits in our life. Because now I understand this. What I'm so excited about is growing old with my wife. I'm so excited about the conversation we gonna have when we 80 years old. I'm so excited about it. Now, I ain't waiting till then. We having them now. But I'm so excited when, you know, Lil Johnson wanna stop working. I ain't worried about it because it's not a priority. It's a plus. Like, it ain't what she need. I realized honestly she could live without it. It is like, okay, yeah, at certain times, but she could live without it because it's not the end of the world. And I realized the same with me. It's not the end of the world. That we could have conversation and be in love. And so that's what you want to build. But see, the thing about it is, this is what you got to understand: good versus evil. So God tell you don't fornicate. That means no sex before marriage. And God tell you don't be in adultery, meaning don't cheat on your spouse after you get married. So that's what he tells you. And the reason why God tells you that is because it will produce healthy and whole couples and families. That's why you told that. You got to think about evil and the agenda on the other side. The agenda on this side of things, on the evil side, is just wham bam, thank you, bam, thank you, ma'am, hot and ready like Little Caesars off the jump. One night is okay. Don't put a time limit. Whenever you ready, go ahead and do it. And what is that producing? It's producing soul ties. It is transferring STDs, and it is producing children out of wedlock. And what is that doing to society? It is broken homes, broken families, broken spirits, broken hearts. It is the youth being raised with a hole in their heart, and they go into the world trying to fill the void with marijuana, with alcohol, with sleeping around, all because of the hole that was in their heart, because their parent chose to do it their way instead of doing it God's way. You might be already in that situation as a single parent, as a single mom, or as a weekend dad. You might be already in that situation. So guess what? Learn from it. You done did it your way. Now do it God's way. Now keep your legs closed if you're a woman, keep your pants zipped up if you're a man, stay off your bike, and make real love, meaning communicate and get to know somebody, spend quality time with somebody, build a real relationship instead of building a situationship that you then try to put a ring on a situationship, but you have no real relationship. So when the true test of time come to knock on your door, you fail, and now you in divorce court, and then we take and blame it on marriage. When marriage ain't had nothing to do with it. It's the way you went about it that had everything to do with it. Is they raggedy and they failing because of the way we are doing it. But when you take and you do it God's way, failure is not an option, because you're gonna know, because you're gonna have the clarity. People say, well, what if I wait and then we get married and then it don't work out? You're not going to do that, because when your legs close and you're not on your back, you have clarity. So you're going to be able to see if this person is the person for you. And then if they are, and you fall in love, you hear me? When you fall in love, everything gonna come together. Everything gonna come together in that bedroom, because this right here is turned on. This right here turned on. And think about this. Think about this. You know how people can have a reaction, a release in their body in that area that you come together with. You can have a reaction in that part of the body based on what your mind is sensing, without being touched. Just from conversation or mental stimulation, something you watching or hearing, you can have a reaction in your body without a hand touching you. That is proof that the largest sexual organ is here. So understand that when you focus on communication, conversation, quality time, that's when you're going to build the strongest bond that will stand the test of time. So listen, unless you are in the V Club, then you've made mistakes. trying to do it your way. If your way has not worked out, it's time to try something new. And understand this. I'm gonna wrap this up now because I got the coach. I need to see what time it is. Oh Lord, I don't know what time it is. I got the coach. Now, y'all hold on right quick. Got to go. Understand this. I got to coach in 2 minutes. Understand this. Your revelation is going to come when you start doing it the right way. That's where your breakthrough is going to come. And listen to me. You don't have to wear it on your forehead. You don't have to create a movement. You don't have to try to get attention from it. Just live it. You don't have to tell the people you date or the person you're dating that you're waiting until marriage. Just live it. Just turn him or her down. Keep turning him or her down till they get the picture. And if they don't get the picture, that lets you know they not where you are here. That they too slow and that they need to be with somebody that's on their level mentally. Hey, God bless you. I got to go. If you made it this far, put be blessed in the comments. Make sure you check the links in the description. Make sure you visit mymentor.life to book a session with your coach. The coaches are getting booked. They writing me and telling me. A lot of the coaches, they doing a session with the client, and then the client want another session, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more sessions. I've been blown away. For those of you who have gone to mymentor.life and booked a session with me, God bless you. Thank you. It's been a great time working with you, and I look forward to working with you more in the future. And we'll talk soon. Oh, lastly, make sure you get your tickets for Atlanta, the singles workshop and the life coaching certification coming up, and then also Orlando. So I'll put the link for the upcoming events as well. We'll talk soon.